Indirect. I go by the name of DJ Delz alongside Nate. Say what's up, Nate Serpent.
What's up, Nate Serpent?
And we got the one and only Clint, aka Franchise Kicks. What's good, my guy?
What's up, everybody? Clint, Franchise Kicks, coming back to you. And today is the first day in 4 years that I ran on a treadmill.
What?
Congratulations.
I decided to lose some fat. So
Hell yeah.
it's been years. My knees are sore. My legs are sore. God damn it. But it feels good.
Somewhere, man.
It feels good to work out for the first time in years. Literally, it's been years.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Thumbs up for that, everyone. What do you want to speak about first, Nate?
I regretfully forgot to wear my gender shirt. So
come on, dude. I searched hard for it. Wait, what do you want to speak about first?
Well, I'm rebelling, so I wore Seth Rollins my Shinsuke shirt. It's like all white, and in this room, it's bright as hell. So it messes with the picture. So I didn't wear it. So we wore Seth Rollins. But what I want to speak about, do you want to go pay-per-view, or you want to go big news from last night?
Let's go pay-per-view a little bit, right?
Pay-per-view. One thing that I just was astonished, Rusev got freaking buried. I mean, 8 feet deep. What the hell is going to go on with Rusev?
The rumor is he wants out. That's what the rumor is, I'm hearing. Have you heard this rumor?
I haven't heard that yet.
Have you, Nate?
I've heard from random people, but not from a reputable source.
Yeah, I've heard from random people. Well, not random people, but people that know their stuff that he wants out. So I don't know if it's true or not, but maybe because he's just not happy with what he's getting, which I don't blame him. I got to say that RKO was one of the most perfected RKOs ever. Didn't it look amazing? I mean, I thought it was crazy.
Dude, it was shocking.
It looked really real, the way he hit it. It may have been one of the best looking RKOs ever. I did not see that happening. I was expecting a fairly long match between the two of them, and I was completely shocked. We were reading each other's tweets. We were all just in shock how quick it was.
Because I had a cooler of beer next to me, just being lazy for the pay-per-view, and I finished a beer, turned around, put it into my trash can, reached over, grabbed the beer, and looked up. The match was done, and I was like, "Holy shit!" So I back it up. I'm like, "Wow, that's it." Man, poor Rusev. I was just in total shock. Of course, and I jumped on Twitter, and it's just blowing up. And what the hell?
I was not expecting that at all.
No.
But that's what the rumor is, that he wants out of WWE. We've seen it happen with Ryback in the past. He wasn't happy with the company. He left. Recently, we had that situation with Austin Aries where he wasn't happy. And Austin Aries was getting feeded the shit patty too with him. If you remember, he was losing 3 times in a row, if I'm not mistaken, when it came to the championship.
Yeah.
And that is just terrible, I mean, at the end of the day, you also got to look at it look, it's a job. You're an actor. But also, you don't want to be in a crappy role for how long do you want to be in that role? I feel like they really ruined something really well with him. Why did they turn Lana into a talent? That seemed to be kind of stupid. Also, they were so good together, and then this whole situation was just nonsense where they made Lana a wrestler instead of not even a valet, but a great manager. She's so strong on the mic. It made no sense at all. Can't call it. Anything you guys want to add to that? Clint, what do we got next, buddy?
With the pay-per-view, I guess we can kind of start with there's some backstage heat with the pay-per-view in terms of the Miz Taraj, the Hardys, and whoever was with them.
Jason Jordan.
Just because Their match started at 5:30 p.m. Eastern time. Supposedly the doors opened up at 5, and the security was, I guess, really tight there to get through, and the majority of people hadn't even gotten to their seats yet. And I watched like the tail end of that match, and there might have been 100 people in the entire stadium. And I guess, of course, the Miz has voiced his problem with that. Of course, Hardys weren't happy, and of course, you got to think too. The Miz got burned on WrestleMania, or no, it wasn't the Miz. That was, or I should say, the IC belt got burned on WrestleMania for the pre-show. The IC belt got burned on WrestleMania for the pre-show. Which is, it's been a historic title for 25, 30 years, and now it's like on the pre-show. Now it's on the pre-show, like before the pre-show, and I'm just kind of, I don't understand why they put him on at freaking 5:30. That was too early.
Well, my thoughts on why is because it was too long to begin with, and they just wanted to just put as much entertainment as possible. But
nobody saw it though.
Something like all of those names, they belong on the actual pay-per-view bill. Like, they shouldn't be on a pre-show. Just like the Usos versus the New Day, that was pretty ridiculous.
That was an excellent match too.
That was one of the matches of the night, in my opinion.
And it was pre-show.
Nate, what do you think of it all?
I definitely understand the grievances there. Like, I mean, we talked about this before. It was stupid that they had title fights on the pre-show, and then they had like throwaway crap. This whole big cast, big show thing was on the main card, and like, that's not the only crappy match that was on the main card. So I mean, they got hosed.
Yeah, it is. I can understand the frustration, and even being a fan, you would think that fans from New York would love to see the Hardys and the Miz. Like, those are big names, right or wrong? I mean,
oh yeah,
especially the Hardys. Not everyone's like an indie guy where they go to these indie shows and they've seen the Hardys like a billion times before they came back to WWE. Like, I've seen the Hardys so many times. So if I missed the Hardys, it would still kind of suck if I went to a WWE event. But like, for people that never see the Hardys or haven't seen them in over a decade and then miss out on that, that's pretty shitty, I must say,
I concur.
Yeah.
As far as the Usos match, I thought it was one of the best matches of the night.
Yep.
I definitely did.
That's another thing where, I mean, that's another thing we've talked about. Like, as long as the Usos and the New Day have each other, they're going to keep putting on good matches.
Definitely. And I thought it was great. I did predict that New Day was going to win. I didn't see the Usos winning this one, but I'm glad the Usos won. I liked how it turned out.
They're about to do that title flip-flop like the like Sasha Banks and Charlotte were doing for a while.
Yeah, I think so. I don't mind it, though, because they're pretty great together. So I could watch them forever. Like, for now, we'll see. What else we want to speak about?
I guess like the first main card match was, I think it was Cena versus Baron Corbin. I think that was the first actual show match. How Baron got buried.
Yeah, it was pretty whatever.
Yeah, pretty, yeah.
What else we got?
Natalia defeated Naomi. I was happy about that. Very happy.
I was happy about it.
I was happy as hell at that. She finally got the belt. I mean, her last reign, I think, was like 6 years ago or something, or it's been such a long time I can't even remember how far it was, but
yeah, it was like 6 or 7.
It's ridiculous. I mean, she puts over everybody every night, week in, week out. She lays down for people, puts them over, and thank God she finally is going to have at least hopefully a lengthy title reign till WrestleMania.
But even more, besides all of that she does, she trains all of these girls in NXT too. does a lot of training.
She does a lot for that company.
So that's why she really should have the title, because these girls that have had the title, a lot of them have been trained by her, or not completely trained, but have worked a lot behind the scenes with her in like developmental and all that stuff. So that's just my opinion on it all. Nate, any thoughts on the match? Did you like it? Was it whatever?
It was all right. I mean, I'm glad she won, but I mean, it wasn't super exciting to me, to be honest with you.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was a decent match. I thought it was better than the Enzo and Cass. Well, it wasn't Enzo and Cass, and Cass and the Big Show with Enzo up top, oiling himself up to try to. That could have been a really dangerous situation, right? Like, I don't know about you guys, but whenever I see like situations like that, I don't like it, because we've seen like tragedies in the past with like Owens and everything, like being high, even though the cage wasn't as high as it usually is. I think I just was when you see oil and slipperiness on a situation when you're in a cage high up there and you could just slip. It was smart that they had him wear gloves, though, you know, like after he did all of that. The match was horrible, in my opinion. It was such a waste of time, and it was too long to begin with. They should have had that as the pre-show just to get people hype. Enzo on his mic, and it was funny because I was just rhyming right there. I just realized get people hype. Enzo on his mic, bars, but like that would have been perfect to set it off, you know, because he has that voice and my name and all that shit in the beginning. It would have brought some excitement to the show, or at least set off the show. I think they placed that match at the wrong time. Like, if they were going to have it on the actual like program, it should have been the first match. But maybe Cena had to get out of there soon. Maybe he was like, I got to get this over and done with. Because I wasn't expecting the first match to be Cena. Like, Cena opening up a show seemed really strange to me. So, your thoughts on Enzo and Cass, Nate?
Shit was whack.
Yeah.
That's all I got to say about that.
Say it any better than that. Shit was whack.
It was annoying how Enzo was just jumping up and down, just screaming stuff, and it just – I was kind of getting tired of hearing him. I just want to say, shut up, dude. Just let's end this match. And that should have been the end of that damn feud, too. That should have been overdone. No more, but –
we'll talk about that later, Clint.
Yeah.
We'll talk about it later.
That should have been it.
So, what are we gonna talk about next, guys? Oh, let's talk about this match right here. The modern day Maharaja. Sorry, I can't pronounce it right. I thought that. Well, let me go with you guys. I'm sorry, Clint. Go ahead, bro.
Good match. Ending was totally screwed up because I guess Shinsuke didn't know how to sell the finisher, and the finisher, I can't remember, but it looked very awkward, you know. But overall, it was a decent match. Of course, we knew that there'd be. I mean, I think we all predicted that Jinder was going to win. I think we did, and Shinsuke, you know, he looked good during the match, but the finishing, it was very sloppy. But that's just I don't think Shinsuke has ever faced Jinder, and they must not have practiced his finisher of really what to do. But, I mean, Shinsuke looked strong. Jinder looked strong. And overall, it was a good match. It ended the way I think it should. So this feud can go on for a few more months, back and forth, and maybe even change the belt a few times.
How do you feel about it, Nate?
First off, got to give props to the violin dude because he kills it every time.
Yeah, he's nice on that violin.
But yeah,
were you singing the song? Or humming? or humming, we'll say. Were you humming the song?
Nah, because I don't want to.
Humming the song, Clint?
Probably yes.
Okay.
More likely,
yes. I did a little, but I was goofing off doing it with My wife was with me, and we were clowning around with it.
Because we're all marks deep down. We can't help it. We're all freaking marks.
I was messing with my wife. She's like, "Oh, everyone's gonna do this owning thing now."
Ooh. Freaking
So
awesome.
funny. So I don't mean to cut you off, Nate. Go ahead, brother.
It's all good. What? Oh, but of course, man. Like,
guy.
it was just a bunch of tomfoolery and hijinks and hoodwinks and all that crap. I mean, we knew there was gonna be some interference.
Yeah.
And they were gonna keep the title away from my boy Nakamura.
You really think he's ready to have the title, like right now?
I think if they put the belt on him, like, I mean, they gave the belt to Jinder. I mean, was Jinder ready? No.
Yeah, but I feel like, I don't know. I kind of rather the belt be on Jinder than Nakamura right now. I feel like Nakamura's not ready yet. My opinion, I thought the match was horrible. They have no chemistry. It was like oil and freaking water. It was one of the worst matches of the night besides
Really?
Enzo and Cass. I mean,
think it's that bad.
I did not like it at all. I thought it was terrible. Finally, we're not agreeing on something, which I like. I thought it was so bad. And it's none of their fault. I feel like they just had no chemistry at all. No chemistry at all. And I'm glad that Jinder won because, honestly, I don't know if he's ready yet, Nakamura. He will one day, but this isn't the time. This isn't the time. That's just my opinion. I hope they stop working together. Because they don't have the chemistry. It's nothing against Nakamura. Nakamura's match against John Cena I thought was great. Did you guys like that match with John Cena and Nakamura?
Very good match.
That was fantastic. But this match, there was no chemistry. I thought the chemistry just was not there. It was just sometimes two different workers, they don't work well together. And I feel like in this case, it wasn't the right matchup. Even like Randy Orton and Jinder Mahal, they work good together, I thought, versus this. This was just, it was not smooth. Wasn't smooth sailing on this one. So that's my thoughts on the match. What do we got next that you guys want to talk about?
There's a lot of damn matches on that card.
Yeah, that's why it's really what you guys want to talk about. Well, let's talk about the main event, and then let's keep it moving, right? Or is there?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay. Oh no, we got to talk about the tag team titles. We have to talk about that.
Oh,
tag team and the Shane McMahon and match. That's pretty much it.
So the tag team match. What were your thoughts, Nate? You go first on this.
It was a good match. It was a really good match, and I'm not surprised at the result. Like,
I think we all predicted that the Shield was going to win it.
It would have been pretty anticlimactic if they got back together just to lose.
Yeah.
So
it would have been hard. It had to happen. You know what I mean? They had to win. There had to be an end to this whole build-up story, which was so built up where it was like so stupid after a while with the whole fist pounding. No, I'm not going to touch your fist. No, I'm not. It was just so stupid for a while. So finally, they just, it all ended. They won the belts. End of story. What was your thoughts on it, Clint?
It was good. It was good. I still don't like the non-organic 2/3 Shield thing going on. It just, to me, it still seems forced. It's not the right time. It's too early. But I mean, it was a good match, and the pop that 2/3 Shield got during the match, before the match, once they got the belts, was a huge pop. So I mean, that's good for WWE to actually have some people who actually get pops from the crowd voluntarily. So I think I'm kind of in the minority of don't like the non-organic forced reunion. I think I'm like the only one left. But yeah, I mean, it was pretty much obvious that they were going to win. They had to win to keep the storyline going and see what happens. Let's see if we'll have 100% Shield thing maybe in the future, or maybe Dean turns heel on
I
Seth,
think that may happen
which
eventually.
I would like to see that. Dean turns on Seth.
Unless Roman comes in, that's what's going to happen eventually. Now, damn, what was I going to say? Do you think that the Bar is going to break up now?
Yes.
The team of Sheamus and Cesaro. Do you think they're going to break up?
Yes. Not immediately.
I don't like that idea, but knowing WWE,
I think they will.
them. But I think they're fantastic together. I don't think they should break them up. I would have liked to seen them wrestle on Raw. I was surprised that they just moved on from that. Like, you would think that they would have another match on Raw.
Well, I think putting Dean and Seth against the Hardys on Raw was kind of like, we're sorry we kind of screwed you two guys on the pre-show. I think that was more just, sorry guys, we shouldn't have put you on the pre-show. Sorry. I think that's really what that was about.
No, that does make sense. What did you feel about it all, Nate?
About the Hardys?
Talked about it.
Yeah,
you about it.
Yeah, you cook up in it. I was the first one.
Oh yeah, okay. Well, what did you think about the whole Hardys match?
It was good. I mean, the Hardys are entertaining, and I mean, we know Dean and Seth are entertaining, and they work well together. The Hardys rarely work poorly with another team, so
yeah, they're veterans. They've been in the game for so long. Everyone respects them. Even before the match, they're like, "We idolize you guys," or something in that nature. They were saying, "We're gonna wrestle you." I was shocked to see. It was just weird to see Jeff Hardy lay down and take the 1, 2, 3. That was one thing that was interesting to me. But all in all, good match. Getting back to the pay-per-view now, let's talk about Shane McMahon refereeing with this Kevin Owens versus AJ Styles match. Thoughts on it, Clint?
Very good match. Lots of drama, lots of back and forth, lots of pushing. Shane sweat more than Kevin and AJ combined. That dude sweats like Brock Lesnar.
He was really sweating crazy. Like, it was pouring onto them.
It was everywhere. But I mean, it was a good match, and the whole time you didn't really know which way it was going to go. Was Shane going to be like the old Shane of old, back with the corporation, And of course, there was a finisher that AJ's foot was on the rope, and Shane missed it till the 3 count. So I mean, that's just to prolong the feud. It was a good match. It leaves drama, and the window for Shane versus Kevin is, I mean, it's definite now. Like they're going to throw down here eventually. So I thought it was a fantastic match. AJ looked wonderful. Great match. A lot of sweat.
Mm-hmm. And Nate, what do you think, brother?
I agree with all of his points. That man does sweat a lot. The Jordans were pretty nice.
Yeah, those were cool. I think Mosh did those too, those customs.
Yeah, I wonder how many of those referee shirts they sold.
Are they on the internet to buy, or was it something you think they just sold at the?
I don't know. It looked like that was definitely something they put together. Like it should be merch. But it was a great match. I mean, you wouldn't expect anything less from Styles and Owens. And I'm curious to see what how this story evolves with KO and Shane, because we know Shane is always willing to put in the work to have a great match. So we'll see what he does with KO. I'm guessing KO is probably going to end up creating a structure and then falling through it, because he always seems to do that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that, is what I'm trying to say.
I feel you, brother. I feel you. And last but not least, the last thing let's talk about with the pay-per-view, I would say, would be the main event. And holy moly, did I love every second of it. That's just my opinion. I couldn't believe, like, Braun Strowman, the way he was handling Brock Lesnar, like a sack of potatoes, throwing him through those tables. What am I? I'm ramen like crazy today. Pack of potatoes, throwing them through them tables. What is going on today? But
You're
I
like
mean,
a 10
it
Marky
was.
Mark.
What is going on today? But yeah, that was a fire match. I predicted Brock was gonna win. I enjoyed every second of it. I have no complaints. I thought it was fantastic. What's your thoughts? We'll start with you, Nate.
Bro, I don't even know what to say. I mean, it was crazy. Braun, he's the guy, man.
He is the guy. He is that guy that we've been like missing, like that big star. Hopefully they don't ruin him. And like kind of like what they did with Bray Wyatt, they kind of ruined Bray Wyatt. Even though he's still good, he at one point was like this, like really high up on the totem pole as far as expectations. I think WWE is gonna not fuck up again. He's that guy. What do you think, Clint?
Ungodly match. Criticism with this match. Samoa Joe didn't do shit. He stayed on the outside of the ring, did a few Kimura clutches, and that was about it. He wasn't really in the match. It was kind of strange. So that's my criticism of the match is Joe didn't look strong. He looked non-existent. But Braun Strowman, before this match, I said he wasn't ready yet for the belt. He wasn't ready for like the guy. But
I said it too.
Watching this match, I was ready. Like, damn, he's ready for that red belt. Like he was so just monstrous. Can't say it. Monstrous.
Monstrous.
Yeah, something like that. That it was just so freaking awesome the way that he just like you said, like with Brock, he just threw him around like he was just a rag doll. And
nothing like
so
he made Brock
awesome.
look like this big.
I mean, it was just awesome to where I was like, if Braun wins this match, I won't have any resentment about him with the belt. Be like this, it's the reign of Braun, you know. And Braun versus Brock at the next pay-per-view, which is I don't know.
No
I
mercy.
Think it's be no mercy. I think it might be an ungodly match. Hopefully, it's a no DQ match because those two need to go at it like there's no tomorrow.
Just slamming each other through everything.
I mean, have a parking lot match. Have a backstage.
No holds barred. No holds barred, right?
I think Braun and Brock could tear that house apart.
I wonder if, like how Brock feels about it. I mean, like he may enjoy this, like being able to like do these kind of spots and everything, because he's not used to this. So it's probably fun for him to be. I'm sure it hurts, but he may actually have fun with it. If you noticed on Raw, he was actually like smiling on Raw. You know,
yeah.
He seemed really happy. Maybe this rejuvenated him. Being able to like get slammed like a small person, you know, because no one's really able to do that to him.
No,
and we've never seen him handled this way ever. I don't recall him ever, even when he was against the Big Show, and that was when Big Show was not like old, you know.
He was fat though. He wasn't as strong as he is now.
Yeah, Braun Strowman is a strong dude, and he's a young guy too. I think he's in his mid-20s, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, if you really look at his face, he does have kind of a young face. If you really look at his face, it's
under
just
that giant beard.
Yeah, he needs that beard. Without that beard, he's actually got a nice. He's actually like I've seen like him out of character before he really blew up, and he was doing like I think an interview or something like that, and his voice is really like he sounds like a really nice person. He doesn't sound like he doesn't sound like that.
He doesn't sound like he's about to kill you.
Yeah, like he sounds like like total opposite. So it's cool that he's actually able to portray this role, like versus being like a badass outside of the ring and whatnot. Because I'm about 100% sure he's not like this mean monster guy outside of WWE. I actually watched a video too at him at the Barclays Center, and he stayed in character Did you see this video on the basketball court where they all played basketball? It was him, AJ Styles, a few others. Kofi Kingston played. They had like a shoot-around contest. And Braun Strowman, he stayed in character. You got to watch it. I won't even ruin it for you because I know you guys are big Braun Strowman fans. So definitely check it out because he stays in character. The other guys are just shooting around, having fun, just being their, everyday selves. And it's a real good video. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description box below, too, for people that are watching this on the replay. What was I going to say? Where are we at right now? Because we're just the match. I thought it was perfect. I thought the match was perfect. Anything you guys want to add to this conversation?
I guess not to this actual match, but it has to do with Brock. How everybody was saying Brock was going to leave for the UFC, and because he signed through next April to the WWE, but since John Jones popped for a steroid test, they're talking a possible 4-year suspension from the UFC, and that's who Brock was going to face. Possibly was John Jones. So, and he'll be banned from fighting in Las Vegas. So, if Brock goes back, if that's what he was going to do, well, his opponent now is suspended for 4 years.
But they will face in WWE. Mark my word.
There's something.
This is my prediction.
Royal Rumble, WrestleMania.
I have not heard no one say this yet. John Jones will be coming to WWE versus Brock Lesnar. I'm predicting it now. Remember who said it first.
Even though Brock's I think he's weighs in around 280, and John Jones is 210, 220. There's.
Oh, if they had a match, if they had a WrestleMania match, you know how many people would watch that? People would go crazy for that.
What if you had John on the card and Ronda's both on the card?
Could happen.
Which is possible.
It is very possible. I've heard rumors that Ronda's already training. That's what I've heard rumors about.
That's what they're saying. That she's actually training down in Florida. With
that's what I heard.
NXT. Or behind the scenes, away from cameras, total secrecy. But that's where she's supposedly at.
But she's done with MMA. I don't want to watch her.
She got her ass beat 2 times in a row, just beat down. She's done.
Every dog has its day. Not to call a woman a dog, but it's just that. Sad,
Can't climb ladders. Women are dogs.
I'm not Ryback.
What's next?
Shout out to Ryback. That's my guy right there.
God, woman hater.
1 year they've had their podcast. So congratulations to Ryback and Pat Buck. I know they follow me on Twitter. They may watch this, so congratulations to them. Speaking of wrestlers that I know, we got to shout out TJ Perkins. Last night, he wore my sneaker on TV. So shout out to him on 205 Live. He wore these beautiful sneakers that release this Friday. I will post the link in the description box below. This Friday, 12 o'clock, my sneaker with my face on the bottom will release. So it was pretty cool to see my actual creation on the WWE Network. Pretty awesome.
Yep.
And that will forever be there. As long as WWE Network exists, which will be forever. So it's pretty cool. Thank you, TJ Perkins. Are we done with the pay-per-view?
Think we are.
Okay. So what do we want to speak about for us with Raw?
Let's talk about how Brock Lesnar got his ass whooped again on Raw.
That shit was great. Yo, when the music came, I just love this, man. I just love this. It's like, you know what it is? Like when Brock became the champion, a lot of us were like, who's he gonna go against? Who's gonna work? He's gonna destroy everyone. And some people were even mentioning Braun, but then they were like, we don't want to see 2 big guys in a match. It's not going to work. I even thought that a little bit, but it's working, man. It's really working.
They're both very unique talents. They're not normal big guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and when they were toe-to-toe, I mean, he is so much bigger than Brock.
He's a
Braun
lot
is.
bigger than Brock.
He's a lot bigger. And that's why you were even seeing, like, you were seeing him, he was kind of giddy, a little happy, Brock Lesnar in Monday Night Raw. It was really fun to watch. I actually really enjoyed it, and I'm sure we'll see them at the next pay-per-view. They're not going to stretch it out longer than that. There's no way that they could possibly stretch it out, you know, in my opinion. Or do you think they could stretch it out past a pay-per-view? It has to be the next pay-per-view. What do you think, Clint?
For their feud?
Yes.
To go beyond the next pay-per-view?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it has to be, because next match should tear the house down, and we're going to want to see a part 2, part 3, part 4, part 8, more than likely. These two monstrosities, that's what I was trying to say, was monstrosities go head to head and just destroy each other.
It's so fun to see Brock Lesnar getting put through tables too. I think it's something that really I could just watch forever.
And he smiles about it, which is even funnier.
But I'm telling you, my whole angle,
he was having fun.
Why he's smiling is because I really think he enjoys this. He's like, this is fun, you know. About time someone could, throw me into a damn table. You know how many times I just manhandle everyone? And he probably's having a fun time doing it, you know. So, anything you guys want to add to this?
I don't even know what to say, man. Like, literally, like, every time I watch Raw, I look forward to the parts when Braun is coming to destroy someone or something.
Well, I'm reading a comment. I bought LeBron 12 EXTs and go through the size after watching your video, but they snug. Every foot's different, my guy. You know, every foot's different. So
I have a wide foot, and I bought a pair of LeBron 12s, and for me they're painful as hell. So I took them back to Foot Locker because my foot's too wide. And yeah, I mean, it's all about narrow foot, wide foot, high arch, flat foot.
Yeah, everyone's foot's different. You know, you got to look also at the size of the person that you're getting the review from too. You know, because everyone's foot, like, you watch Clint, you know Clint's not going to have a narrow foot.
No.
No offense.
No. Yeah, so if you're plus size, yeah, go by what I say. If I say, hey, this LeBron 12 fits kind of tight on me, if you're plus size, man plus size, then guess what? Don't buy them.
Yeah. Or if you're like a real skinny guy, you probably don't want to listen to either of them.
Skinny.
Go find one of the YouTubers that are like twigs, you know, which is none of us three right here. Let's move on. Enough with the sneaker talk. We talk enough about sneakers.
Okay, let's talk about a negative now.
Go ahead. Oh, wait a minute. I don't mean to cut you off, but I'm so burnt, I will forget this. Don't forget this. We have to talk about Elias Sampson. That song he did, Making Fun of New York, was hilarious. Do you agree, or did you not catch that?
I might have slept through that.
His song that he sung on the pay-per-view or
pay-per-view. Making Fun of New York, pulling off, and all types of stuff. He went in on New York.
And the crowd cheered for him too. Like, he got a pop. Like, the crowd cheered whenever he was bad mouthing them. They popped for him, which was so strange because Elias started smiling too. Like, he's like, you're not supposed to cheer while I'm bad mouthing you guys.
He did 2 songs and he got over on both of them.
Yeah, it was crazy.
He even made fun of Jay-Z, Biggie Smalls. I mean, he went in. I'm from New York, and he went in. I thought it was fantastic. I just had to mention that real quick. There's no way in hell that could have, gone by. Now, Nate, my apology. Do you remember what you were saying? I'm sorry.
I was ready to talk about how stupid it was that they had a match between Enzo and Big Cass.
Again.
Match number 5 or 6, 7.
Was that God hurting Cass because he was tired of watching them 2 together?
That was them.
I mean that. I know that's dry humor. We wish him the best because it was an actual injury
Yeah.
from what
He
I
tore his ACL. He's out
Yeah,
for at
so-
least 9 months, and they said possible meniscus tear on top of the ACL. So he's pretty messed up.
So all jokes aside, we wish him the best. But I mean, you know, one thing is when you got someone that big wrestling someone that small, accidents may even happen too because they're different sizes. It's awkward probably for them, you know, especially for Cass.
Yeah, being that tall and coming down with that much weight on his body. I mean, like you just saw like his foot just hit wrong and it slid and just his knee just
Yeah,
went.
it
I
looked
mean,
really
it's just a
weird.
fluke because I don't know. I mean, a person like let's say a person that's like a 6 foot, $190, they can throw themselves, toss themselves, fly through the middle ropes and be just fine. But a dude who's 7 foot tall, they're not as usually as agile and they can do all these crazy moves and fling on top of the ropes and not get hurt. I mean, so you know, Cassius probably needs be a little bit safer when we see him in about 9 to 12 months.
Everyone, please, if you're watching on the live or even on the recording, please hit that thumbs up button right now. It definitely will help out. By the way, Nate, what do you have to say about this whole situation?
This is what Vince gets for putting the guy he's trying to push in this unnecessary match. It's unfortunate because I mean, Cass, you know, clearly he has a future, but I don't know. We'll see what's gonna happen. Hopefully, you know, everything works out for him, and we'll see what happens with Enzo now too. We'll see what happens with Enzo.
Well, Enzo, do you guys know he was on 205 Live last night?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thoughts on that? Clint, go first.
I actually saw, I think it was you, Delz, who posted about it, and I was like, holy shit. So I turned on 205, or, you know, I watched it, and I fast forward through the whole thing just trying to find him because I don't really care about anybody else on 205. And it was like the last, like, 4 minutes of the entire show, and he came out, and I have never seen a 205 live crowd pop like that. Like that crowd was dead because it's hour number, like, 3 for a Tuesday night. And the crowd for him popped. They woke up, and I was like, huh. So this actually might rejuvenate 205 Live with fresh blood, you know. And I'm intrigued. And he was actually bigger, not bigger, but taller than what Neville is, which I thought was kind of funny. That he has probably like another 3-4 inches on Neville, so it looks more like his type of person. But I hopefully that he does well in 205. Hopefully he does, because I don't want to see him leave the company because he's talented, and we'll see how. Let's just hope that they don't bury him like Austin Aries, you know.
I think that they need more like star quality people on 205 Live, like an Austin Aries, which is a shame that they couldn't make that man happy. And that's the biggest problem with 205 Live. They don't have enough personality. All they have is a lot of flippity floppy kind of guys that just do spots all day. But you need people that have personality. You need people that are very entertaining on the mic also. And that's a huge issue with 205 Live, that they're very dry on the mic.
It's a boring show. Very boring show.
Yeah.
I don't watch it ever. Until last night.
It's all about these spots, and that could only go so far. You know, you've seen wrestlers like Hulk Hogan, who are some of the greatest wrestlers ever, and they didn't have huge moves to their arsenal. They just were great talkers. They were able to sell their moves like crazy. You look at all the old wrestlers, Jake the Snake Roberts. Jake had some good moves in his arsenal. The DDT that was savage back in the day. You know, now a DDT is like a regular move, which is kind of stupid. But like, I mean, it's without the personality, you're missing a big part of the whole reason why we love wrestling. Without personality, without great promo cutting, storytelling, it's a huge part of wrestling.
It's just bland, and it becomes like the Roman Reigns show every single week. Just boring. I don't care.
I agree. But we'll see. Hopefully it works out for Enzo. We want it to work out, I think, all of us. I think we all really didn't want that breakup to happen to begin with.
Oh, hell no. Nobody did.
Yeah, it was a very...
People are still pissed about it. I'm still pissed about it.
Yeah, I am too. I think that Enzo and Cass was so fun to watch, and they totally destroyed something that we all liked. And it was way, way too soon. But they like to break up tag teams. Even the primetime players, they never should have broke those guys up the first time. After they broke them up the first time, it ruined it when they tried to bring them back together again. Yeah. I like the primetime players. I didn't like them enough for them to be champions, but they were fun to watch. Every time I went to a house show or a regular show, like I enjoyed seeing them together. They were fun, you know. But once they broke them up once, it was like the chemistry's dead. If they put those guys together now, we know that it's all BS. But before, you felt like they were really friends and they really had love for one another. But after all this BS, all the beef and stuff, you don't want to watch them now. I personally don't, you know.
Is Darren Young, is he released?
Who?
No, he was injured again,
Young?
wasn't he?
I think they're just keeping him on, like, the bench.
So he still has a contract and he's around doing something.
Yeah, they're just going to wait until his contract fades out because – I think it didn't work out the last run they had with him and
Backlund.
Yeah.
That was a stupid gimmick.
It was really stupid. And what was really dumb is they didn't have him win. So and Backlund is so cringy nowadays, you know. When he was young, he was awesome. He's just so weird now, right? He's a weird man.
Like a crazy old dude.
He needs to stay backstage and stay off TV as long as possible.
He is a wild man. He just looks cuckoo, you know?
I think in the right situation, Backlund could work as a manager, but that was just a silly gimmick altogether.
They have to, if they're going to have a story, they have to win eventually, and that's the problem.
Dare never won.
The problem, it's just like with this whole Titus O'Neil thing, the Titus brand. Like, if none of the guys are winning, then what do we got, you know?
Just a stupid gimmick.
It's just whack.
I mean, why did they even put the title on Tozawa if they were going to take it away from him? What was the sense of even doing that?
I don't even know. That was silly.
Made no sense to me.
I mean, dude, he had it for 6 days, you know, and then he wrestled again on he wrestled him again on Raw, right?
Mm-hmm.
And got beat again pretty easily. So Tozawa, I mean, he doesn't look like a champ. I mean, he'll never get that damn belt again, ever. You know?
But they shouldn't have done that because everyone was having a hard time taking that belt from him, including Austin Aries, which was believable that he could win the belt. Right or no?
Oh, he should have had that belt first attempt.
Yeah.
We all wanted him to get that push, but they just didn't want to work with him, and that's just the mystery of.
I never was a fan of Austin Aries. I watched Impact. I never was a hater of him, but I was never like, oh, man, Austin Aries is on TV. Awesome. But when he started – what happened?
I was going to say, when I really started to like Austin Aries?
When?
He had a pretty good feud in NXT with Baron Corbin.
Yes. Because when he first came to NXT, if I'm not mistaken, Baron Corbin came and blindsided him, correct? Was it him?
I think so.
Someone ran up on him and just knocked him right out or something like that. And he was great on NXT. That's the same with me, Nate. I was into him. And when he started doing commentary, he was great at commentary, I thought.
He was wonderful on it.
Yeah. And I don't know what the hell happened, man. Such a waste of good talent. We liked him. I've listened to other podcasts. Everyone likes him. And, podcast people could be very, blunt and rude and particular on what they like and what they don't like. I didn't hear one person say anything negative about Austin Aries. They should have never let that man go. And it's crazy how WWE just keeps taking talent from Impact and making them twice as big once they come here. It's amazing. But they just keep doing it over and over again. You see Bobby Roode, Bobby Roode came to SmackDown. That was pretty big.
That was awesome.
A lot
That was
of people
awesome.
predicted that. What was your thoughts on that, Nate?
I think that was a phenomenal choice to put him on SmackDown. I think he's going to do well there. I think they needed another like real good main eventer because they've got good guys, but when you have these guys feuding with each other over and over again, it kind of gets stale. So you need that, extra element to mix it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And he's good. I mean, everyone loves him. Everyone loves his theme song. Like, that's one thing. Like, that's important. When your song comes on, if everybody gets excited, it's always a good thing. And I think it's going to be real good for SmackDown.
Did you guys watch the NXT match with him and Drew McIntyre?
I haven't watched it yet.
Okay.
From a takeover last Saturday night?
Yes.
Yeah, I still haven't watched it. It's on my list to watch this week.
It was a good match, I thought. A lot of people didn't like it, but a lot of people did like it. I enjoyed it, and congratulations to Drew McIntyre. He got the belt, and Bobby Roode's now in WWE. So we'll see how it goes down. I could see maybe him feuding with Nakamura. Maybe they'll recycle that, because what are they going to do with Nakamura now?
I mean,
Bobby Roode is going to be with.
I mean, like, I want to see a AJ and a Nakamura feud. I mean, we all want to see that, and hopefully that's next or soon.
Yeah, that would be fantastic. See, if Nakamura won against AJ Styles, I know they could produce good matches. I'm pretty sure I've watched them wrestle too before.
Oh yeah, they wrestled in Japan many a times. They were tag teams. They were opponents. Yeah, I mean, so they know each other's style. So I think their matches could be glorious per se.
Like with Jinder Mahal, he'll work better with different types of wrestlers. It's not that Nakamura is not a great, amazing wrestler. What for people that are listening to what I was saying earlier, it's just that sometimes certain combinations don't work, as far as chemistry. So that's just my thoughts on that all. I know we're skipping around a little bit. Anything else you want to speak about with Raw?
What else happened on Raw?
I mean,
I was just bummed that Braun only came out for the opening segment and didn't wreck anybody else.
I was kind of like, are they going to wrestle later? I was thinking, is there going to be a match later or something?
I don't need a match. I just need to see Braun destroying someone. I needed that more than that one time. I mean, that was great. Don't get me wrong. That was amazing. But I needed a little more. Just a little bit.
The best thing that happened on Raw was the opening segment with Miz, Roman, and John Cena. When Miz just
my God, how can we not talk about that? Thank you.
There's actually some backstage heat right now that I was reading about that Miz, he actually went off script. He went in more than what he was supposed to, and there's some heat on him that he wasn't supposed to make the two Golden Boys look like bitches, pretty much. And Miz has got some heat for that segment that he did, which I loved. It was awesome. He spoke what we say about Roman and Cena week in and week out. What fans have said now for years,
and the crowd loved it.
Oh, the crowd ate it up, and Cena, he kept smiling like, "Damn, this dude's really going in hard. Like he's totally off script." And
he was like, "I'll let you have your moment. Go." Because that's what John Cena does.
Roman just stood there and just took it all because. Roman can't go off script because he sucks at promos. Like, he can't just speak his mind. So he just stood there just like a freaking gimp, just did nothing. Of course, we don't hate gimps or anything, but just stood there like he's a gimp and did nothing. And Miz, I actually watched it twice. I backed it up and watched it again. And I was like, wow, like that's why I like the Miz, because he goes in hard. He speaks his mind. He goes off script. He's the reason why Talking Smack pretty much got canceled, because
he left. Yeah,
he speaks the truth, and he goes beyond what he's supposed to at times, and obviously Vince doesn't like a wild card in his company. So I hope they don't penalize Miz for what he said, but he went in hard as hell on Cena and on Roman Reigns. He went in hard. It was wonderful.
I think that wrestling needs that, though. That's why wrestling isn't as good as it used to be. You really think that Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan were on scripts back in the days? Ultimate Warrior. Like, they made wrestling so good because they were just saying whatever they thought of around what they wanted them to say, of course. Like,
especially Warrior would just make up words and just talk about nonsense half the time, you know? But it was great.
Mick Foley, Jake the Snake, all the great minds of wrestling, like those guys, they weren't scripts.
No scripts. The Rock, the Stone Cold, all those guys, they spoke their minds, and they're the ones who are the legends, the ones that we talk about still of that is what a promo should be, you know. And The Miz is kind of like that. I mean, he's not the best in-ring wrestler, but promo skills, whenever he just says, screw it, I'm talking, you know, you can actually see that he was actually kind of pissed off a little bit. Like, he gets buried because he's not the golden boy for the company after like 12, 14 years. But it's like you could feel that there was some deep down hatred coming out of him about the company live on TV. And that's what it used to be, you know? Like CM Punk would go off script at times.
Yeah, that pipe bomb.
See what happened to CM Punk. Like, I mean, that's what we need in wrestling is people give them some freedom. But Vince likes that rope as close as he possibly can to all of his talent. But what makes things beautiful is be true to yourself, speak your mind. And if it pisses off a couple of guys backstage, grow some thicker skin, you know?
No, I totally agree. I mean, let's hope that Miz just continues to be like, F it. I'm just going to do my mind. And even if I get, yelled at backstage or penalized by something, Brooklyn was on fire. They were losing it. They were loving what he was saying. Right?
Yes.
Hey, what's your thoughts, man? Talk over there, brother.
I was losing it too. It was amazing because it's like he's vocalizing all these things that we as fans have also thought. So, I mean, he every once in a while, he finally gets to that point, and I think the whole wrestling for 20 people on the pre-show really, really got to him because, like, you know how it is. You get fed up with a job. You feel like you're underappreciated.
Yeah.
You need to let off a little bit of steam. He just happened to let it off on live TV in front of millions of people.
With the two golden boys in the ring. I mean, it was a great opportunity. And let's hope that while he's traveling, the fans are giving him feedback like, yo, that was incredible, keep it up, hype him up so that he continues to just say F it instead of listening to what they say in the back, like, you can't do this. And if he gets all this heat, hopefully he just continues to say F it, until what are they going to do? Fire him? They're not going to fire The Miz. What are they going to do if he doesn't listen? They're going to cut his time, but the fans are going to go crazy because at this point, I mean, he should have more, I think he deserves it. Not like other people.
I think his mic skills more than make up for whatever people think he lacks in the ring. But that's what I was saying with like a lot of the old school wrestlers from the back in the days, or even the wrestlers from the Attitude Era, like Stone Cold. Like, people love the way he talked. Like, yeah, he was fun to watch in the ring too, but a lot of it had to do with his personality, the whole look, the whole swag he had to him, like his whole aura. We love that. It's more than just the moves. It's more than just the flippity-floppity moves, jumping and doing 420s and 540s and all that shit. I mean,
diving.
Yeah, like AJ Styles, he does it all, and it's fantastic, and I love it. But there's more to AJ Styles than just his moves. He's great on the mic. He's got an awesome personality. A lot of people were doubting AJ Styles when he was coming into WWE. I told people he's going to do great. I told them, and everyone that was down him, they changed up. They were like, oh, he's the man. I was wrong. So we'll see what the future of The Miz, but that promo was crazy. I shut the TV off. I was like, I got to go do some errands. I got to go hit the store. And then my phone was blowing up, man. My Twitter, I just kept seeing so much cool tweets. People so excited. And I was like, oh, man, like, I got to read this, And damn. It was crazy. I went on YouTube, watched it real quick. I was like, this is bananas. Like, so it was a decent Raw, I would say. It was definitely a decent Raw. Anything we want to speak about with SmackDown? I know we covered a little bit.
Shelton Benjamin returned.
Oh yeah. I was a little disappointed we didn't get to see them have a match. Like,
I think we'll get it next week.
Yeah, but they should have just hit us with a match this week. I thought it was,
his return was a backstage segment. It's kind of the same as Dolph. It was a backstage segment. It's kind of.
What Dolph was stupid. Really strange, right? He was like being like this fed up, like, oh, maybe I should do. Like he was just like acting like fed up and crazy, And I was just like, I couldn't get it. I didn't get it. Like, what do you feel about that, Nate? Go ahead, brother.
I don't know what's coming from Dolph. I mean,
it was like he didn't take his medicine or something,
I mean, maybe that's what it is. We don't. You never know.
He's like, maybe I should be singing, or maybe I should do like crazy.
What if he comes out with a robe and a guitar and a girl? That's his character.
That's what
he did.
He's like, I'm just trying to do what you want.
He should just go nuts, right? And just like do wacky shit, That'd be hilarious. You see him with the girl, the guitar.
His girl's gonna be Tyler Breeze.
Oh my god. What did you think of it all, Clint?
Dolph, it was an interesting promo. It was like he was trying to be the Miz, but his was scripted, and it was strange, very strange. And but of course, Dolph he makes $1 million a year contract right now, so he'll do whatever he has to do to get that money. Wear a wig, be a janitor, join the fashion police, whatever he has to do. Which could be kind of funny if they became a trio. You never know. Fashion police trio.
I think that'd work.
That could be good.
Stand-up comedy. You know that, right?
Yeah, he does do stand-up comedy.
Like that shit could work.
He used to bang what's her name? Who was a comedian, the blonde, thick chick. What was her name?
Amy Schumer.
Yeah. He used to date her.
Really?
Yeah, she had a whole thing on Howard Stern. She was talking about dating him. She was like, I couldn't handle the sex, she was saying. She said it was too athletic.
Too athletic?
Yeah, you got to listen to it, man.
Did she go?
Something like he was too athletic, doing all types of stuff, like he was too much for me. Like, yeah, it was on Howard Stern. Definitely check it out. It was a funny interview. Before I forget, I want to talk about Adam Cole. Did you guys catch? Oh, you guys didn't catch that either, right?
I didn't watch it, but I saw it. Through all the replays and through Twitter and stuff.
One thing that's weird is how short Adam Cole is, and he's going to go against Drew McIntyre. It looks like, and Drew McIntyre is a tall guy.
Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. Obviously, Adam Cole's going to end up getting that belt. I'm sure, they have high expectations for him. And I'm sure he got paid a lot of money because he makes a ton of money on the independent circuit. So we'll see. Anything else you want to speak about with SmackDown? I'm trying to think off top.
SmackDown.
I can't really. I mean, Shinsuke beat the crap out of the Singh brothers.
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
I can't really think of anything else. I mean, they continued a couple of storylines, but nothing really exciting happened.
Like we saw the return of the Hype Bros, so I guess they're not going to break up the Hype Bros, at least not now.
Mm-hmm.
But that was just a mediocre match. Or they faced the Usos, I think, right? Maybe.
Yeah, I think that's
I might be wrong. I think they
might
faced
also
the
be
Usos.
wrong.
I think, but because we were speculating months ago that one of them was going to turn heel because of something. There was one of them stabbed each other in the back during like a Royal Rumble type of match. And
was it the Andre the Giant Battle Royal that happened?
It might have been. I don't remember. But I mean, they were kind of teasing a breakup between those two, and then they were off TV for 2-3 months, and now I guess they patched things up and they're brothers again.
Well, I don't think they should even do that, because at this point, no one even cares. I think. Well, maybe you guys, but in my eyes, I don't really give a shit if they break up or not. I have no desire to watch them.
No.
Like, you know, I hate that pipe bro gimmick. It's so corny.
Stupid.
It's like, why can't they just be regular? You know, like, why do they have to go so extra? It's too corny. It's corny.
It's like they're from the shore, and they're like gym bros.
Yeah, that are like on cocaine. Like, oh, I'm hype from this and that. Like just chill. You know, like don't be too hype. You know, it's corny to me. So I guess that's it for this show, right? I mean, there's no reason to carry on. We're in over an hour. I think we'll end it right here. Nate, tell them where to find you, brother.
You can find me on YouTube at youtube.com/Nate Serpent. Also, same handle on Twitter and Instagram. Follow the buzzards.
And Clint, tell them where they could find you, my friend.
You can find me at youtube.com/franchise kicks. Upload 3 to 4 times a week. I'm 400 subscribers away from 20,000 subs. So if you're watching this, if you're not subscribed to my channel, go ahead and sub, because I'm going to do a giveaway at 20,000 subs, some decent stuff, some t-shirts, some shoes. We're close. So hopefully next week at this time, I'll be there. And check me out Instagram and Twitter at Franchise Kicks.
And make sure to follow both of these guys. They got great channels. If you're new here, please subscribe here. If you never heard of my sneaker channel, I have the Sneaker Addict channel. It's been running for a very long time. One of the longest running sneaker channels on YouTube ever. The Sneaker Addict. I have my shoe releasing finally this Friday, Saucony.com. I will put a link in the description box below. I have the link. It's already live, but you can't buy until August 25th, 12 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, and they retail for $120, expected to sell out. We'll see if they do or not. So if you want them, make sure you are there on the website at 12 o'clock, because I have a funny feeling they will sell out. I hope everyone's able to buy their pair, honestly. I personally would rather everyone just be able to buy them and there's still pairs available. But the way it's looking, they are going to fly. We'll see. And I also have my Sneaker Addict t-shirts. I have a new one that matches this. You should definitely pick it up. All that will be in the description box below. Guys, thanks for watching. If you want more of this right here, just make sure to let us know in the comment box. Hit the thumbs up button. Share the video. And I'll have a playlist. You can watch more of us. We have, I think, about 10 to 20 episodes deep. So definitely check it out. If you're looking for the audio, go to soundcloud.com/DJ Delz /podcast. You can download the audio free there or on iTunes. And with that said, we'll see you guys next week, 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time on a Wednesday. We out. Peace.